It's time to handle your business. What's up, bros? Me, the professor. I want to show you this little town I'm in Queretaro. It's called San Juan del Rio. I'm at the palace right now in the downtown area. If you look over my shoulder, where you can't see it, right here is a step pyramid. Okay, cool thing about this particular area, gotta be quiet. You don't like YouTubers, by the way. But it's real early in the fucking morning, so nobody cares. So there's a church right there. Flat palace. Oh, by the way, this is another mud flooded another mud flooded town. And I have photos before Coca-Cola came here. Coca-Cola is the one who financed digging out this whole town. And I think Coca-Cola had a lot to do with the repopulation of the founding of this town, because it's gone through several phases when it's been flooded out or whatever. But you tell me, how many indigenous people built this church with the dome on top? And I'm just so you know that I'm building another one right now. That dome right there is probably 20 feet across, and the one that I'm building is only 5 meters by 5 meters, and it takes 3,000 bricks. How many bricks did this building take, or river rocks or whatever? The answer is millions of bricks. But there's only a population of about 3,000 people here. So how does that make any sense? Why are you going to build a palace like that for 3,000 people? And they're all indigenous. And it's a church. Okay, let's take a walk. This is Star Fort, guys. The entire town that I'm in right now is a Star Fort that's been buried, and you can see like corners of it. Let me show you something. This one's walking. All right, you see that church? On the top of there is a cross. Used to be an antenna. That's how they used to charge airships, guys. Airships as in blimps. They had blimps in Mexico in the 1800s. Maybe before that. What the fuck is this? Just so you guys know, the American influence is real. This looks delicious, though. I've never heard of this. Just found the box on the ground. Red velvet cake cereal. It's over the top. Anyway, let's see if we can find some buried entryways. Because if you look at the ancientness, I mean, this is a back road, guys. What kind of detail of a door like that? Why this door this size? Why? Why are the doors this size all over this town? Dude, the people here are short. I could understand if we were in Chihuahua or Tijuana or Monterey, where fucking dudes are like this tall. Look at the size of these doors, though. Why do you need a door that big? I don't get it. This is a back road in a small town, but yet we got megalithic, Neolithic structures in this town. I want to show you the grounds, though. Okay, this is a very organized city, little small town. You see the ground, you see the dirt. I'm not the dirt. Right, these are the bricks used for the road, but normally they use rocks. And the rocks they use and they're very organized. That's the part that just fucking blows my mind. If you look underneath this road here, you'll see another road. It's made out of rocks. Amazing, huh? All right, let's go see this church. a lot of times I like to walk down here. A couple of good coffee places that are open early. I don't think we're so lucky today because it's about 6 or something in the morning. Who knows? Yeah, it doesn't look open. Yep, not open. Oh, what time do you open? See what I'm saying? The sun is rising right now, guys. A lot of people out working right now. It's 6 something in the morning, 7 in the morning. I want you to see this. Palacio. I mean, it's strange to look at and go, oh, like an old building. Look closely. All right, so let's look at this. Now you could tell just by the aging on this thing that it might be a little older than you think. That's interesting. AMA is backwards in reverse. All right. Feminicida. So I just want you guys to know that feminicida is when like a husband or a boyfriend kills his wife or girlfriend. It's called feminicida or feminicide. Now this thing here it's got a date on it. I do believe it says 16 or 1585. I believe 1585. Okay, now let's talk about this. Now look right over there. You see that big archway? Why is that all bricked up? Why do you need doors that big? All right, so yeah, we see this as a church. We see it as a church because it is a church, right? We see it as a church. But all of the hidden buildings, all this hidden history, I found it. Nobody even knows it. There are people who have been their whole life, have no idea. We're seeing a star fort. See the angles? I wish this was like, you know, look at that building. Oh, by the way, I got pictures of this when it was mud flooded. Ha ha. Couldn't hide those, could you? And wouldn't you know? Tell you something else. I have pictures of like some of the earliest pictures of San Juan del Rio when people are wearing the old traditional like white outfits and the big sash with colors and the big gigantic sombreros. They don't wear those anymore, by the way, in Mexico. Amazing. Anyway, if you see the original photos, there's like 2 or 3 people walking around the whole town. And there's like signs that they had cleared some mud out, but it was still mud flooded. And on the wall, you see a big round Coca-Cola sign. So you know Coca-Cola had its fingers in this business here in this small town since the word go. Anyway, let's take a little walk more. I love this old town, by the way. It's the first town I came to when I moved to Mexico. My friend Arturo invited me to a bodybuilding show. I went to that bodybuilding show, trained for fucking months. Lived in a hotel, but he was it was a new federation, so he invited me to come do it. Look at a Ford 100. Let me turn this around. I'm just telling you guys that the type of cars, I think one of the reasons why I love living in Mexico is because they have so many nice cars and they're not all rusted out and all fucked up. You wouldn't expect that. You would think Mexico would have like junky old shit cars, bro. But we got Ferraris here. We even have Ferrari dealerships. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Tesla. We got it all. So, was this church founded or was it built here? Was it built? Look at these doors. Beautiful stuff, huh? That's actually new. That's actually old. These are all old. That's new. I want to go down there. Oh, by the way, this is another park. Another church. Another park. I don't go in churches and take pictures, stupid. A lot of times they come out blurry anyway. That's it, being affected by an electromagnetic field. Anyway, this is the town of the Payasos. What is this, like Park of the Payasos? What is that? It's the clown park. When you come here during the daytime, there are clowns here that are very funny. Now, I don't like clowns. Never have. I think they're ridiculous. But what clowns have done for here is they've reinvented clowning. They reinvented clowning. Okay. This, I just found this on the ground. Oh, there's a strip club or some shit. They don't have strip clubs here. In Mexico, I've never heard of a strip club in Mexico, except for Hong Kong. And that's thinly veiled. I don't know much about this shit. What is this? Oh, I see. Some kind of a... It's a stripper pole. Okay, so strip clubs here are called tables. Buen días.
What time is it?
Las 6:07.
Gracias.
Sí. Me encanta como la gente aquí automático me pensando yo soy un gringo. Porque ellos ver como nosotros. Anyway, they're really amazed to see Germans here. So they automatically assume we're gringos. Or if they see because Eastern Europeans usually end up here in Mexico. Because it's cheap. And they all live together. In the same place. Sound familiar? Anyway, I want to show you more. Let's see. This little palacio here was actually 1500s, 1400s. All that bullshit about Spain, 1492. Yeah, this was all here before that. So even the ferreteria, the San Juan. Doesn't look like much, right? But to look at the details. And you go inside and it looks like the inside of Mar-Lago. I don't get it. And then they build stuff on top of it. I mean, squared it off. Put all these right angles everywhere. None of this was here before, guys. That was here before. You can tell by the shape of the building. The base of the building is like a triangle. Like I might have like feet, something like that. Kind of like that squared off, that triangular shape, like that. But I really want to dig down and find some old stuff for you to see. because all this stuff here is painted over and bricked up and shit like that. So by the way, that's the only McDonald's right there, and I don't think you can see it. That's the only McDonald's here, guys. The only McDonald's in this town, and they only sell ice cream. How's that grab you? No, I'm gonna be just honest with you guys. I'll be honest with you guys that McDonald's, you used to have 2 McDonald's in this town. When I came here first, the McDonald's was the only thing I could recognize. All right, let's stop for a second because I want to show you another building. All right, see that wall right there? Right there, that wall. See how the new wall and then the old wall. Who needs doors that big? Who needs doors that big? Look at that roof line. Look at the roof line on that building. The stonework. Now let's show you one little detail. And this will get worse and worse as we go down. All right. Now you see the size of the door. That's a very 14-foot door. Look where it is. It's sitting down inside the other side of the sidewalk. It's down because they built the street on top of the old world. They built the buildings and they didn't knock them down. They just built over them, over top of them. And you look over there, you see that the doors are shorter because when they have hills and they just want a straight line, they're just gonna bury everything and then brick everything up after the fact. So you'll see all these like arches that you guys from the States are like, oh, that must be a basement. Fuck, dude. There are palaces inside these tunnels, okay? The last big tunnel I was in, I was with some Polish girl, and she invited me to this speakeasy from wherever. And I went down to the door, just thinking, oh, this is cool. Probably be some like little basement, little action, because I didn't know any better. I did not know any better. I'm trying to keep an eye on stuff because if you're not looking, you'll miss how this whole road here goes down like that. And then as you go, you'll see you'll see more of the old stuff. But like I said, a lot of this old stuff is covered up, bricked over. But when you see the evidence, it's like, really? They go through all this trouble to do this? Who's this dog? Hey, bubbies. Hey, Nina. Hey, Nina. Oh, pobrecito. Sometimes you'll get dogs like this. And street dogs. They're so scared to death. Because people throw them in the garbage. Ven, amigo. Such a cutie dog. Let's see if I can get him to come over. So scared though. Hey, boobies. Ven acá. Ven. Hello, puppies. Ven. Doesn't want to play. I got too many dogs as it is. What I do want to do though is give most of, if I haven't done already, is put a reflective collar on all street dogs. I'm not gonna go chase that dog down. That's not what I do. But let's walk inside the market. Let's see. Nothing's open, by the way. It's super early right now. Okay, watch. See how the road is, it's going down. All right. This, by the way, is a Neolithic school. They always turn like these old buildings into prisons, libraries, insane asylums, and universities. But look at the arches, man. I know you guys don't see it as I do, but the perspective I have is so weird, dude. But yeah, this is the school system. That's oh man. Anyway. Oh, by the way, you can have virgins, and you can have angels, and you can have crosses, and if you love Jesus, you can say that, and no one gets offended. Buen días. Cheese. All right, so here's a school. It's like I said, it's an elementary school, and you can't see it, but it's there. All right, you can't see it, but it's there. It's okay. The angle of the street with the brick. See the brick there? All that is new. What you don't know, you see that arch? How tall does that arch look to you? Okay, arch is probably 10, 12 feet tall. But you know when you do an arch, and just so you guys know for scale, is that the height of an arch usually dictates the width. So you're gonna have like a half a measurement here, and then this will be double this distance here. All right, so if you take a look at this archway and you see it's this wide, and then you see that the height here is only this high, what really is down below is about here. Okay, so we're looking at, and I could just, this would give you a scale, 3 meters, 10 feet buried. That's where the bottom of this arch is. It's down here, down below the ground. That's just one detail of so many. Do you guys even know what a star fort is? If you don't know what a star fort is, just type in star fort in YouTube, and you're gonna see that the base of the Statue of Liberty is a star fort. You're gonna see that Antigua is a star fort. You're gonna see that shit in the Keys is star forts. You're gonna go to Puerto Rico and see that thing that they think the Spanish built. Motherfucker, that's a star fort. It's older than the civilization. Okay? There was no Taino Indians fucking building star forts. There were no, sailors of 1492, building star forts. Do you have any idea how big these things are and what's involved? In fact, they can't even figure out the concrete. They say it's got quicklime in it and seawater. And then I think silica and other shit. But what happens if the fucking walls break and it rains, it expands like foam and it heals itself. Figure that out. So this is a mud flooded town. Walk around your town and ask yourself, what are all these buried things that don't make sense? And if you have mountains nearby or mines nearby or railroads nearby or bridges nearby and you get to see these old hidden details, it'll stop you from looking at things ever the same way ever again. And one funny and last minute note about this is that a lot of times these buried cities and towns had gold in them, like barrels of gold. Recently in one town close by here, someone was digging out their garden and dug up a 55-gallon drum of gold coins. The gold coins were not Spanish, guys. They were gold coins that had weird markings on them. Now, for historical value, they didn't give a fuck. They probably melted them down and, and spent that money the next day. But it's pretty common for a mud-flooded city to have mansions that are covered in mud that the people who discover, ooh, they have gold in here. And that is where I believe the elites came from. Because the reason why we don't know about these mud-flooded buildings in the States is because they stole all the buildings and stole all the gold that was in these buildings, and then they built the country on top of that. And they built the financial system on top of that, which is why the United States owes whoever trillions and trillions in debt. Because they were enticed by the gold, they were given the gold, they wanted more gold, they were given interest on the gold, and so you follow me, guys? This whole thing is a fucking setup. Oh, by the way, this market here is called Mercado Reforma. And Mercado Reforma burned down when I first got here. And my old commander, I got a picture of my old commander when the building caught fire. He was coming out of here. It's like these little utility cages underneath. Like right here. Right here. Here, let me just turn the camera around. Okay, when I first got here, that's where I met my commander, right here. Coming out of the bottom of this market, just dying. Just cooked him. He said it was one of the hardest fires he ever had to put out. I love the detail of these places. Can't really point. You were not supposed to be walking around pointing your phone at people. Not here. Now I realize some of you guys, I'm American, I can do what I want. No, you can't. A lot of these markets have shit that's stolen. In fact, I asked the question, it's like, what percentage of shit is stolen in these Chinese markets? To one of my very good friends. I was thinking maybe 60, maybe half. Wrong. 100% of everything that is in these markets started somewhere else and ended up here. So they have a market now every weekend. But I don't like eating this shit because it smells like death. I don't understand people eat stomach and intestines. That's disgusting. I used to come here every weekend when I first got here. You can get everything from Korean pop star towels, dogs, cats. You could probably buy a monkey with AIDS here. Oh wow. Why are these kids? Oh wow, I think I found what I'm looking for. I'm gonna get some lights. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this, little walk around tour. I'm not gonna fuck around and find out. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I need to go look at these little bitty lights right here and see if I can make a deal. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you listening in. I'm the professor. All right, what's up, XL Pros? Appreciate you, my man. I know I could keep walking around, but I got to get going today. It's Sunday, and we got a whole lot of buying we got to do for this project, guys. So I appreciate you listening in, and I'm out.